Righto, let's get back at it. We're in step 48 now, so we're looking at this the mid panel. So I've gone through and done as suggested, and I did a couple of panels at the same time. I've got the marks on each end where all the excess will be. So the spar will go over the web will go over the spar cap. Let me just take these off. Okay. The web will go over the spar cap. Noting the webs with the grooves to the top because the ribs fit over them. So don't put your web groove to the downside, groove to the upside, and the ribs fit over it. But it just still blows my mind, like the accuracy and repeatability of the laser cutting. It's just incredible. But anyway, so if you're going through and you need sort of rib F, G, H, I, J, and you're looking at all the stock, going, oh, is this them? I don't know. Just remember to turn the balsa sheet over because they're labelled. I know that sounds obvious, but yeah, just remember to look for the labelling. It's usually there. Cleaning off, and this can be done for the center panel as well. So you would have seen in an earlier video I used the single edge razor and just scraped all the excess glue off the spar cap. That's a little bit more challenging when you're doing the other side because obviously there's a void under here. You put pressure on there and it's going to break it off. So I just used a metal straight edge and supported the carbon, so I just butt the balsa up against the metal straight edge, and that's fully supported. And you can just scrape all of the excess glue off. Remembering this is going to be the outside. This is what you're going to see if you're using a transparent film. So I try and get that as tidy as you can. So that's one little extra there. Right, and I think now it's time for me to grab my little square, grab my balsa sheet, make sure I've got it round the right way. I remember the debacle from the last one. Oop. That's not even the right sheet. Let's go to this one. So, sheet goes over the plan, and then I'll just glue. E2 is the opposing rib on the center panel. I don't know if you can see what I'm pointing at there. E2. So that's where E2 goes, rib E2, so web there. Slots to the top, make sure it's square, glue it on. Simples. So I'm up to step 52 at this point here. Step 50, not 52, the ones prior to were to put E2, excuse me, E2 and L1 onto the web, put marks at the leading edge, draw a line, and actually what I did is I left the ribs on the web and then brought the pine, whatever, it's not balsa, it's pine, 1/8 square, 1/8, 3mm square up to the leading edge of the rib so it was touching it. And then I tacked it in place there and tacked it in place there, removed the ribs, brought the straight edge up, and then tacked it in the middle, and then progressively worked out with the tacking with the super glue, and now I'll be able to just go through and secure, while pressing down, I'll secure the 1/8 square pine onto the balsa, and then I'll be able to trim off the excess balsa from in front of the pine, which I believe is step 53. Step 54 is to assemble the jig, but we don't get ahead of ourselves, do we? No, we always stick to the plans, right? Don't look at those pencil lines because I didn't follow the plans. Didn't follow the instructions. It's not a big deal, but just berating myself for not being able to follow instructions. We're doomed. Anyway, follow the instructions. It shouldn't be that hard. Okay, so step 54, I'm assembling the... Now, let me see what he says about it. Assemble the lower sheeting tool as shown, noting matching rib numbers. So there's matching rib numbers. G and G, etc. What I'd suggest here is dry fitting everything. Dry fitting the tines so that you can actually see that they're flush on the bottom, and then I actually put mine down onto the piece of glass with some film on it and held it down flat to glue them. But what I didn't do was make sure that they were all situated correctly, and I've got one of them just here that's just a little bit off, and it's not sitting down flat to the bench, whereas the other side is. So I might just put a straight edge across here and just see how much it's going to affect the rib, the sheeting. And it's glued now, so I dare not go in and try and fix it because it'll just make a meal of things. So I might sort of have to match this with a straight edge to the rest of the corresponding tines. So that would be my suggestion there. Just make sure they're all home, sitting properly and fitting nice and flush to the base before gluing.